All stories alleged. For gossip and entertainment only. Let's get started.
Where are you driving from?
Why are you interviewing me?
Because you were in an accident and you appear to be impaired.
Well, I'm not. No, I appear, but
Okay,
I'm not.
that's right. That's why I'm asking questions.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, no, ma'am, you're not free to leave.
Honey,
You are not free to leave.
you can't go until we answer some
You
questions.
answer the question.
I'll answer the question.
You leave
Okay,
me
then
alone.
you stay
Okay.
right there then.
But you-
Okay, for me.
Don't
okay?
touch me.
All right, don't
Okay.
go anywhere then.
Don't touch me.
Karen, please.
Don't touch me.
I'm not touching you.
Listen.
You good?
I'm good.
You have it?
I'm good, but
You'll answer.
I will help you answer the questions. Okay?
Okay, where is she coming from?
Okay.
I should have probably taken a cab.
You probably should have taken a cab, yes.
Thank you.
Or an Uber.
But I'm very rich.
I am Thomas Jefferson's concubine,
The computer's
and
gonna
I
continue reading that
have
file.
the
All I
nation
need
your
you to do
point.
is
Gossipers, so I'm going to read you an article from Rolling Stone, and it's in regard to the Grand Dame. So who's the Grand Dame or Dame? Yeah, I think it's Grand Dame. That's how she pronounce it. It's Karen Uger from the Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, when the Real Housewives of Potomac started, I watched, I think, probably the first 2 series, but it's always the same thing. It's always gossip, cat fighting, rumors being started, and it's just like the same old, you know, with all reality shows. After a while, you've already seen it, so you're like, you know, on to the next. So that's what it was for the Real Housewives of Potomac. After the first 2 seasons, I was like, these women, it's like they're getting pettier and pettier every season. And now, come to find out, I think we already knew that even though they're saying it's real life, it's not really real life. There's some kind of acting going on over the top, because when cameras are in your face, it like you want to overcompensate for situations, because with all these reality shows, in order for them to stay on, they have to bring drama and gossip and who doesn't like who and who's rich and who's just struggling but pretending to be rich. So it's the same story, same concept for all the housewives. But with Karen, she was arrested for DUI, and now she's been sentenced to 1 year in jail. So to go from big mansions to a year in jail, hopefully this will teach her a message, because apparently this was not her first arrest for DUI. So we're going to read this article. It's a 5-minute read, so stick around, listen, and then you'll tell me your thoughts. So this is from Rolling Stones. It says, Grand Dame fall from grace. And that's the reason why I'm reading the entire article. It's because this article, Fall from Grace, it should give us a timeline of how she went from this Grand Dame to now prisoner. She's going to jail for a year. And I think I heard people saying if she's good, they might commute the sentence down to 6 months, something to that effect. But anyways, here we go. It says, Grand Dames fall from grace. Real Housewives of Potomac star Karen Uger's DUI jail sentence isn't her only problem. Wow, I didn't know okay. Today I spent the afternoon sitting at the computer, avoiding my to-do list and refreshing a Reddit thread. The topic, the sentencing of Karen Uger, star of Bravo's Real Housewives of Potomac, who in December 2024 was found guilty of crashing her car while under the influence of alcohol in March of that year. Uger was sentenced to 2 years in prison, 1 suspended, meaning she will serve at least 1 year behind bars. Within mere moments of her sentencing becoming public, Bravo fans began weighing in online, but not to express their love and devotion to Uger like some might expect for one of Bravo's biggest stars. Instead, there proved to be little sympathy for the self-proclaimed Grand Dame of Potomac. Not long ago, she was a fan favorite, but now it's difficult to find anyone defending her. Not only has Uger broken the law, but she's fallen foul of her responsibilities as a reality star, and fans feel cheated. Wow. Uger is by no means the first Real Housewife to run into legal issues. In 2015, Real Housewives of New Jersey star Teresa Giudice served 11 months in prison after being convicted of fraud. Jen Shaw, former star of Real House of Salt Lake City, is currently serving a 6-year sentence for her role in a nationwide telemarketing scam targeting the elderly. Oh my gosh. But the bulk of legal troubles in Bravo's flagship franchise related to alcohol. Real Housewives of New York star Countess Delon Pass was arrested in Palm Beach on Christmas Eve 2017 and charged with several offenses, including battery, trespassing, and disorderly intoxication. And while the rap sheet of the Housewives DUI is too long to list in full, most recently in September 2023, Orange County housewife Shannon Bedore drunkenly crashed her car into a stranger's home. Oh my gosh. Delasep and Bedore are important examples here because both women received an upswell of fan support and arguably became much more famous as a result of their legal issues. But despite Uger's sentence being harsher than most fans are expecting, the resounding reaction seems to be that she deserves it. So these other two women, of course, we're going to bring color into it because I know how the internet thinks, social media thinks, that these two white women basically walked free. But now Karen, she was sentenced to 2 years, but they cut it down to 1. And fans aren't willing to forgive her. And I'm guessing because it's not her first run-in. So let's keep reading. Where did she go wrong? Uger's first error from the perspective of the public, but also I suspect legally, was not admitting fault. For reasons that aren't entirely clear, she pleaded not guilty to her crimes, despite shocking body cam footage that was released in the aftermath of her December arrest. So they have body footage. Yes, body footage. The videos show Uger clearly intoxicated and barely able to stand or speak coherently. As the judge put it, she was filled to the gills with alcohol. In the clip, she spoke poorly to officers and boasted of her own celebrity, saying, "They call me the Grand Dame." Oh Lord. The footage seemed to cement opinions among the fans, many of whom had originally hoped this had been blown out of proportion into one of fury. Many asked a reasonable question: in what world, when you know these videos exist, would you plead not guilty? So she pled not guilty when there's evidence that she was driving drunk. I don't know. She also said that because of the death of her mom, which was 2 years before the drunken arrest, she was still grieving. So yeah, people are gonna grieve, but you can't make that as an excuse for drunk driving, especially when it can put you in danger and put others in danger of your, drunk driving. The guilty verdict and accompanying footage also calls into question how Uger has behaved on the show, a platform where in theory she is expected to share her real life transparently. For years, Uger's colleague colleagues have alluded that she has a problem with alcohol, but she has always viciously denied these allegations. This season, which picked up filming in the aftermath of her arrest, she became even more bullish about her innocence. She insisted that she wanted her castmates to be soldiers for her and refused to speak in any detail about the incident on the show. Uger's ego was such that she even accepted an award on the show, forcing castmates to choose between her event and a fundraiser in honor of her co-star Giselle Bryant's recently deceased father, civil rights pioneer Curtis Graves. Bryant spoke for everyone watching when she shadingly asked, "What is she being honored for? Running into a tree?" It's fine to make mistakes, even really bad ones, as long as you let viewers in to see the aftermath in all its excruciating, embarrassing detail. And most importantly, you have to be willing to both talk about it and own your mistake. On the latest season of RHOC, for example, we saw Bador breaking down in tears as she recalled her hazy memories of her accident. We saw her sharing pictures of her face bloodied and bruised, and we saw her blowing into a breathalyzer, which was legally required to do in order to maintain her driving privileges. Similarly, we saw Leon de la Paz entering rehab twice, doing community service and sharing how the collapse of her short-lived marriage to untainable bachelor, It's About Tom, led to her very public downward spiral. So basically what they're saying with Karen, she didn't even admit to or share details. And the thing with these reality people is, if it's recorded on body cam, it's going to get out. So for her not wanting to talk on it, speak on it, and then to have it come out and shown that yes, you were drunk, you were intoxicated, and you want to play the victim as if no, nothing happened, I was coherent, I knew what was going on, and not taking responsibility, accountability. That's what people are saying, turn them off. Because like they said with the other two housewives, they brought it on their show and showed where they were responsible, but also showed what they were doing to get out of that situation. But Karen, no, she's the grand dame. She doesn't have to do all that. So let's continue. Uger, however, didn't follow suit. Rather than swiftly pleading guilty so she could spend the season being contrite, she extended the legal process and shut down any discussion of it. And only that because she wouldn't admit that she had a problem with alcohol. Despite a legal history that suggests otherwise, including 3 alcohol-related traffic offenses between 2006 and 2011. In January, Uger entered a treatment center and was absent from the Real Housewives of Potomac 9th reunion taping, a forum where she could have faced a grilling from her co-stars. Most welcomed this move, even if the timing was frustrating, but in a pre-recorded video that was played at the reunion, she still denied that she has a problem with alcohol. Wow. During her time on The Real Housewife of Potomac, Uger has been known as the Grand Dame of Potomac, a playful moniker that infers she's a pillar of the community and a matriarch who embodies the area's respectable values. Recent events have shattered her image as a role model, a persona that has long been disputed by some of her co-stars. Even so, it is undisputable that watching the fallout from Uger's fall from grace, seeing her humbled, and rebuilding her life would have been a compelling story. There is real anger and disappointment among fans that she was too proud to give them that. On Real Housewives, fans will forgive you pretty much any mistake as long as you're willing to share your way through it. You can drive your car into a tree, but hiding the truth from the cameras, that's a far more serious crime. So yes, that's the reading for Karen. She needs to admit that she was drunk driving, and she is not doing it. So when she comes out of rehab or jail or prison, I don't think they will let her back on the show, because why let her back on the show just to admit it when she still does not want to say that she was drunk and driving under the influence. So gossipers, what are your thoughts on Karen? 2 years cut down to 1. Do you think she will ever admit that she was drunk and intoxicated? And do you think the show should take her back when all is done on that end? As always, please like, share, subscribe, tell me your thoughts, and until next time.